Everyone tells you the same thing. Wake up early. Successful people are morning people. But what if your brain is actually designed to think more clearly and more creatively after the sun goes down? This is what neuroscience has been quietly discovering. And it changes everything. There is a network in your brain called the default mode network. It activates when you stop trying so hard, when your mind wanders, when the world goes quiet. Studies from Harvard and Stanford showed this is where your brain makes its most complex connections, where insight happens, where your best ideas are born, and it is most active at night, when the noise stops, when no one is demanding your attention. Now here is why mornings work against most people. Cortisol peaks within the first hour of waking. That hormone makes you alert but reactive. You are in response mode, scanning, not creating. By evening, cortisol drops. Your thinking becomes more expansive, more associative. You start seeing patterns and connections you missed all day. That is the night brain. Lower cortisol, higher creative freedom. Here is what most productivity content ignores. Chronotypes, your biological sleep preference. And it is not a choice. It is genetic. Between 25 and 30% of people are evening chronotypes. Their brains are literally wired to peak later in the day. Forcing them to do deep work at 6 a.m. is like asking a morning person to be sharp at 2 a.m. The biology does not cooperate, and teenagers and young adults skew heavily evening. They are not lazy. They are misaligned with a system built for a different chronotype. Now the most fascinating part, the glymphatic system, your brain's cleaning crew. It flushes out the metabolic waste your brain produces during the day. Waste that, if it builds up, has been linked to cognitive decline. It only activates properly during sleep, and it begins ramping up in the hours leading into sleep. So at night, your brain is not just slowing down, it is cleaning itself, consolidating what you learned, organizing the chaos of the day. Night is not the enemy of the brain, it is the maintenance window. Kafka wrote between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. Churchill stayed up past 3 a.m. and called those his most productive hours. Darwin did his most important thinking on late evening walks. These were not people who failed to optimize their mornings, they worked with their biology instead of against it. So here is what to do with this. Find your chronotype. For 2 weeks, sleep when you are genuinely tired and wake without an alarm. Track when you feel sharpest. That window is your peak. Guard it. Do your deep work then, not during someone else's peak. If your best window is 10 p.m. to midnight, that is when you write, create, and solve problems. And protect your sleep. Being a night owl does not mean sleeping less. It means sleeping later. 8 hours from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. is still 8 hours. The damage comes from staying up late and then forcing yourself up at 6 a.m. because society says you should. Stop apologizing for when your brain peaks. The most important thing is that you produce, not when. You are not broken because you come alive at night. Your brain has its own rhythm, its own version of optimal. At night, your cortisol is low. Your default mode network is running, your inhibitions are down, and your associations are up. That is not a flaw. That is a superpower. You just have to stop treating it like a problem. Share this with someone who stays up late and feels guilty about it. They need to hear this. I will see you in the next one.